Hey guys, you're welcome to this episode of your migration series. Keep popping in, keep coming in. Like I always do, we're talking about migration to various countries that are available. Today we're talking about moving to Tunisia, Tunis. I've heard a lot of people comment and say, are you taking us backward? You'll find out if I'm really taking you backward. Tunisia is a very, very developed country. You see, someone is asking me to go and do what in Tunisia. You'll find out if you want to find out. If you don't want to find out, you can stay wherever you are if you think that place is better. Like I always do, I say that I talk about migrating to various countries, and you can find it on my different platforms, on my YouTube channel, on my Instagram page, and on my Twitter as well, where I talk about migrating to different countries. On my YouTube channel, I have over 20 countries you can migrate to easily. The United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Finland, Norway, Sweden, Georgia, South Korea, Japan, China, Germany, the Republic of Ireland, so on and so forth. Okay. So I thought that we should also talk about migrating to African countries because not everybody might want to go to Europe. There are opportunities in some African countries that we can look at. So I decided today we could start with Tunisia. We can go ahead and look at Mauritius. We can go ahead and look at Rwanda as well. But today we're focused on Tunisia. And I brought someone up who lives currently in Tunisia, migrated to Tunisia, works in Tunisia. So, nobody better than to talk about it. I will talk about Rwanda later. Today is just Tunisia. Okay, today is just Tunisia. All right, so I will bring him up. Moving to Tunisia. Woo! I'm excited. Tunis. I brought him up. Hey,
Hello,
brother, how are you?
I'm good, and
How are
you?
you doing? How are you doing? I'm all right. I'm all right. Not too
Okay.
bad.
Um,
Thanks for joining me.
no problem, no problem.
Is it
I
is it
hope my
hot? Is it
camera
hot at
angle
the
is
moment?
okay. Actually, no. Okay, so the thing is, I told you I said I came home to visit my family, so I'm currently in Nigeria.
Yes.
But then in Tunisia,
Okay.
currently, it's okay. So Tunisia, everything is extreme. They don't have when it's hot, it's very hot, and when it's cold, it's extremely cold. Like I'm talking -5, -7 degrees. So yes, it's that bad. Yes, and it snows.
Wow. Wow. And it snows.
So yeah,
So you are in
and
Europe
it snows.
already now. You're in Europe already. If you're in
Okay,
Tunisia, you're in
yes,
Europe.
Tunisia is actually 2 hours from Italy, so you can actually take a boat to Italy from Tunisia. It's like the
Ah,
closest. Yes, it's like one of the
so
closest
many people will be
African
listening to
countries.
that. Two
Europe.
hours. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm
So
sure the guy that
it's
was
very close
asking
to
if you
Europe.
take. Yeah, yeah, like it's very close. Like you can actually go to Italy and come back the same day. You can go visiting and come back.
Wow.
So yeah, it's very close. Yes.
Wow, awesome, awesome. So let's
Yeah.
get to the meat of the matter. Tell us a little bit about
Okay.
Tunisia. I mean, for me, the only thing when I hear Tunisia, I just think Arab nation in Africa. I know they are very good football fanatics, and they
Yes.
speak a bit of Arabic. So you've lived
They
in
speak a lot.
Tunisia, so tell us about Tunisia.
Okay, so Tunisia generally, okay, so I was just like you guys before I moved to Tunisia, but me, the thing about me is I learned the hard way to never make an assumption about a place you've not been to, the same way people assume about Nigeria all the time. I know, yes, Nigeria is bad. I know a lot of Nigerians will say that, but it's not as bad as we think, to be honest. People actually think we live in trees and huts, I'm serious. I've actually met a lot of white people that actually say stuff like this. So the truth is, I actually learned not to make an assumption. So when I was going to Tunisia, I went with an open mind. And it was actually very useful because Tunisia, when you hear Tunisia, you think Muslims. It's a Muslim country. Yes, it is a Muslim country, but it's not that kind of Muslim country. Like they don't, it's not enforced. It's not something that you would see everywhere like it's a Muslim country. No, they have churches, they have cathedrals. It's not like that. The country, they speak French and Arabic. So the first language is Arabic, second language is French, and the third language is English. And the thing is, they learn English in school, but it's not very well spoken because they don't have anybody to practice with. So when you go into Tunisia and you speak English, you're seen like next level. Like next level. Seriously, I've actually entered places where doors were open for me just because I speak English. Like they're like, yes, sir, oh, sir. Like, yeah. The color of my skin closes the door, but my language opens the door. That one, we'll get to that one later. Tunisia has a lot of nice food. So they have like, a lot of their food is actually a mix of European food and Arab food because they're very close to Europe. So they have a lot of the European culture. So they have like a lot of Italian food. Like you will eat pasta, like oh God, you get tired of pasta. When you see it, you throw up. Like it's that bad. There's pasta everywhere. There's pizza everywhere. They make this form of pizza called maklub. It's the Tunisian version, but it's different. They have really good food. They have couscous. Couscous is like they love
Couscous
couscous.
is fantastic, yeah.
Yes, trust me, it's very awesome. Another thing about Tunisia is their culture is very rich. Their dancing, their like even their history. Oh God, like they have like special dresses. They have like, so it's not like Nigeria. I say this a lot, but I don't mean to offend anyone. But most of our culture has been thrown away because we take the white man's culture. But they are actually very, very, very proud of their culture. Like they wear the native clothes, the food, the dances. Oh God, I remember the first time I went to a club, I was expecting they'll play like music, everybody do like 50 Cent or something, or play like Chris Brown, or everybody will start dancing. Next thing I know, started playing Tunisian music. People went on the dance floor, were spinning, and their native dances, and it was awesome. So the culture is very rich, and then they also have a rich history. So before, like way back before Tunisia was actually the base of the Romans. So they have a lot of Roman buildings. They have like all those the Roman times. They have a Colosseum. The one in Italy, the one in Rome. The one they have in Tunisia is actually more maintained. It's better maintained than the one in Rome, and it's very, very, very nice. Like it's it looks exactly the same way, same size. It's that huge, but it's better. It's maintained, very well maintained. They have like all those temples, from those times of Zeus. The Roman times, they have like all this kind of history. They have a lot of ruins. Like they will tell you. I actually went to a building where they told me this building is 238 AD. I'm like, what? And it's still standing, like AD, like I don't even know if they've created like then, like so they have like rich history, and it's a small country, so you can travel around very easily. It's safe. I know people always worry about safety. Tunisia is safe. Yes, they have like a bunch of stuff that happens once in a while, like a suicide bomber blows himself up in one state, but that happens like once in years. If you're a Nigerian, this should not shake you, and you know what we are facing on a normal. So this should not shake you. If you're white, maybe you might be a bit scared, but trust me, it doesn't come near you. Like the people that do stuff like that usually go and bomb the US embassy. They hate US, so they won't come near you. As long as you don't go near any embassy, you're good.
Tell us a little bit about the currency. The currency.
Anyway. Oh, currency. Okay, so Tunisian dinars. Tunisian dinars is rich. So $1 is like 2.83 Tunisian dinars, which is very, and I'll tell you why it's like this. So they have like a lot of financial laws. For example, you cannot take Tunisian dinars out of Tunisia. You can only take out the money you bring into the country. I'm serious. You can only take out the money you bring into the country. When you get in the country, the money you change, if you bring dollars, the money you change, they'll give you a receipt. That exact amount is the money you can take out of the country. So you cannot just come and be changing dollar the way you do in Nigeria and be throwing dollar and euro up and down. No. So they have a lot of, and it's not just Tunisia. Say same in Morocco. It's same in a lot of like 27 other countries that have this law. So like there are things that they don't do. For example, if you want to send money out of Tunisia, there's something called bloqué. You block your money, especially for students that want to study abroad. You block your money, and then you tell your bank, this is the money I want you to study abroad, and they allow you. So their financial laws are very strict, which is why their currency is very strong. And also another reason why their currency is strong is everything they have is made in Tunisia. They are very proud of their country. Like you cannot find stuff like Kellogg's cornflakes You can't find stuff like that there. Everything there is made in Tunisia. Their sweets are made in Tunisia. Their food is made in Tunisia. Their cereal is made in Tunisia. Like their cars, they have made in Tunisia cars. If you want to import car, the amount of tax you will pay, it won't fear you. You go and buy Tunisian car. So I'm telling you, like they make most of their stuff.
People are telling me, why do you want to go to Tunisia? Why are you carrying us to
No.
Tunisia?
Let me tell you something. If you work in Tunisia and you make money in Tunisia and you're a Nigerian, when you convert that money, man, trust me, especially if you're a foreigner. I know there's a Tunisian here, so I might say some things. Don't be offended, though. Tunisians and foreigners have this thing where Tunisians don't really like foreigners that much when they work in their office because foreigners get paid a lot more than Tunisians. So one thing you can have going for you if you're going to move to Tunisia to work is the fact that they respect your level of experience as an international. So they actually pay you your worth. So they pay you, like a Tunisian might be earning 1,000 Tunisian dinar. You as a foreigner can be earning 5,000 Tunisian dinars. It's that high. And when you convert that, look at the dollar rate, you're making a lot of money actually. Yeah. So so they actually respect you. They don't just take you for granted like other countries where they just pay you whatever. No, they actually take care of you. I have friends there that I actually have a friend there that works for an NGO. She makes so much money. She begs me. She's like, Yomi, please help me. We need to spend this money. I'm serious. She actually made this statement to me one time. I'm like, what? She's like, we need to spend this money, man. Like, seriously. Like, she has a salary. Wow. Apart from that, she has housing allowance, car allowance. She has clothing allowance. She girl is like, oh God, like, because so for her, she came for fun. She only came for like 6 months to work there, and she was making way more than she could spend. So, yeah. I think, is there anything else?
How did you get into Tunisia? How did you make it to Tunisia from Nigeria?
So for me personally, I had no idea I was going to be in Tunisia. So the thing is this, 3 months before I moved to Tunisia, I didn't know. So what happened was, a friend of mine sent me an opportunity, and it turns out there was this international company looking for somebody in my field in marketing, and they wanted somebody to actually expand the brand digitally into Nigeria, India, and Turkey. And I used to work in Mauritius, and they also wanted to expand into Mauritius. So when they saw that I worked in Mauritius for a year, and I have experience in Nigeria, and they were also thinking about Ghana, and I've also worked a bit in Ghana. They were like, oh, okay, this guy will be good. So they gave me the job. They contacted me in one day. Before that day ended, I got the job. Like, they interviewed me, gave me a test. The minute they just said, okay, you know what? We want you to come to Tunisia. So that time, like, it took me like 2 months to renew my passport, thanks to Nigeria things. But then all I know was 3 months after I was in Tunisia, and I didn't even know I was even gonna be in Tunisia. So I moved to Tunisia,
wow,
with an open mind, and that was it. So my friend linked me up.
This is all. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
this
it.
Is all
like
fascinating and very fascinating and interesting. Now let's get to what people will be concerned about. What are the methods, routes, or pathways for which people can move to Tunisia?
Okay, so the thing is this. So Tunisia has a lot of West Africans. Actually has a lot of not just West Africans, Black Africans. And most of them actually go there to study. So Tunisian universities, they're actually some really good universities. They have like prestigious universities over there. Tunisian universities, they're open and they're cheap compared to you studying in the UK or South Africa or studying in the US. Tunisian universities are cheap, and you actually get the prestigious view. And most of these universities are connected with Europe because of their proximity. So you actually have that European, like, they actually know the university. So you actually have that, I don't know how to say it, how to put it. What's the word? The certification is known in Europe.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's the word. The reputation of the universities. Yeah. So that's it. So a lot of Africans, especially from Cote d'Ivoire, there are a few Nigerians that studied there. Like, I've been there for 2 years now, even though I'm on a break now, because don't mind me, I ran away because of COVID, but we'll get back to that. So the thing is, I've been there for 2 years, and I can count the Nigerians I've met, maybe 10 Nigerians maximum. Nigerians are there. But most Nigerians don't stay in Tunisia. They end up going to Tunisia and then running to Europe, and they never come back. So they just use Tunisia to enter Europe, and that's it. But most
Yeah.
times people actually go there to study. Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, there's a lot of students that go there to study. And yes, a lot of their universities teach in French, but most private universities actually teach in French and English. Yeah. So you don't have a problem with that. Your language is okay. If you speak just English, it's fine. So you can go to, I will actually name a couple of universities for you. I actually wrote down a list because I've worked with these universities, so I happen to know that they're really good. So there's Esprit. Esprit. I don't know if that's the pronunciation. That's how I pronounce it. They laugh at me when I pronounce
Can
it.
you type it in the comment section? Can you type it in the comment
Okay.
section?
Yes, I'm typing it now.
Oh wait, this network will not allow us. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, this is really fascinating for me. Like, this is so sweet. You know, I'm gonna bring him back. But look at what we're getting already from Tunisia. Hmm? From Tunisia, I'm bringing him back in. He's talking about schools now where people can. Yeah, thank you. Ayman Ben
Um,
Brahim. Thank you very much.
that wasn't actually my network. That was actually my phone. Long story. I don't
Okay.
want to talk about it. So I think Iman just wrote it for us. Esprit, yeah, that's it. Like
Yeah,
Spirit, like
Espirit.
yeah, yeah. It's a really good
Espirit, okay.
university, and they actually that's one university actually knows that offers scholarship to Africans. It's not a lot of scholarship, but they do offer scholarship. Then we have Tunis Business School. This I know they're a really good school. Tunis
Tunis
Business School.
Business.
It's business school. Yeah, TBS. Tunis Business School. Then we have MSB. MSB is not very cheap and it's not very expensive compared to you studying in the UK, but it is a very prestigious university. It's the Mediterranean, I'm sorry, School of Business. Yeah, Mediterranean School of Business. It's a very prestigious school, especially in Europe. MSB. I have a lot of friends that actually go to MSB. So it's a really good school. It's not very cheap, but it's very prestigious. So if you're looking to get that same prestige of studying in the UK and you don't want to spend a lot of money, you should go there. Let's see. MedTech. There's MedTech for the tech people, you want to study. There's MedTech. Then
How do
there's
you
this
spell
one
that?
called IA
Medtech. Is it?
MedTech. MED Tech. TECH.
Oh,
MedTech.
Medtech. Okay.
Yes. Then we have IAE Business School. This school I actually worked with personally. Yeah, it is. Thank you, Iman. It is an American university. Yes, in Tunisia. So in Tunisia, they have a lot of European. They have a lot of like. There's this university, UTC. They actually have an affiliation with universities in the US, where you actually get a certification that is also stamped on by the American universities. UTC. UTC, I didn't put UTC on my list because it's a bit expensive. It's a very nice private university, but
Okay.
for what you get, it's actually cheap. But I didn't put it there because, and they don't offer scholarships. So yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
thing is, most of the black students that go to these schools actually know the worth of this school. So they don't have problems with the fees because they know what they're going to get back. You understand? Because it's not very expensive and they know that it's more prestigious than studying back in their own country and they know that they can't afford the UK. So this is like the middle ground for them.
Okay.
So yeah. So
So
this is
so
one way
aside
you can.
from you yeah, that is one way you can go in through academics. Any other routes? Any
Yeah.
other pathways?
Yes. So the other route is for you to get a job. So getting a job in Tunisia is not hard if I'm going to give you if you're qualified. So if you qualified, you have the right skills. If you're in tech, man, it's not that hard. Um, if you speak French, you're golden. If you speak Arabic, that's it. So you don't have to speak both French and Arabic. You can speak only Arabic or you can speak just French and you will get a job easily. But French is very good. For me personally, when I moved there, I work in marketing, so I'm more back office. So I didn't have a
Wow.
problem with with. I really don't deal at the beginning. I didn't to deal with what? What did you say? Is that French? What did you say? I didn't get that. The accent, your accent just threw me off.
Yeah. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay. So for me personally, the thing is, you cannot live in Tunisia and not speak French. I'm telling you, everything. You want to talk to a taxi driver, you have to speak French. You want to order food, you have to speak French. You're going to starve if you don't know how to speak French. See, let me tell you something. I'm talking to my Nigerian people here. The small French we learned in school, that small thing, that bonjour, comment ça va bien, et toi, et vous, all those basic things.
Thank you.
All those...
Man says my Arabic is perfect. Thank you. I lived 18 months in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, and those environments. So, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
So the reason why I didn't understand you is because I tried to learn Arabic, but that language is hard. Oh God.
No,
I actually went for Arabic classes. I paid for Arabic classes. After a while, I was like, you know what, you will not kill me. I've learned Yoruba, I've learned French, small French. I'm okay.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell us about the jobs. Yeah.
So the thing is this. So if you speak these languages, you're golden. But if you don't speak French or Arabic and you speak just English, if you're very qualified, it's not hard for you to get a job, especially if you're in tech field. You know, you're in marketing, you're a web developer, you're a programmer, all the stuff. It's not hard for you to get a job. Yeah. And if you don't speak any of these languages, I'm going to give you how you can get a job. And I know a lot of Kenyans and a lot of, Senegalese and a lot of people from Burkina Faso that actually work with this. So they are NGOs. Actually, NGOs are one of the highest paying people in Tunisia. They would pay you a lot of money for you to work for them. Someone asked, can you live in Nigeria and get a job? Okay, you know what? Can I get, bro, can you help me take down the questions and then I'll answer after?
Yeah. I'm taking down the questions. Don't worry.
Okay.
I'm taking up.
Okay, so I was just saying, I said for the NGOs, they pay you a lot of money. They actually take care of you. So I'll give you a couple of NGOs that are actually recruiting right now, and they are always recruiting. You can actually apply to them on their website. So there's IRC, there's International Rescue Committee. I have friends that work for them. So this is an international organization. They employ people from all over the world. They employ a lot of Africans also. If you work in finance, if you work in social science, you have skills in social sciences. You have like all those areas, like it doesn't have to be IT. You can actually get jobs with these NGOs, and it's very easy. Finance, man, it's very easy. I have a lot of friends that work with them in finance, and they pay you a lot of money. Actually, when I mean a lot of money, I'm talking about like, sure. Let's talk about in Naira. Your starting salary will be nothing less than, let's say, 800 to 1 million Naira. Yes.
Wow.
And you can, and the thing about this, and the reason is this: it sounds a lot in millions, yes, in Naira, but in their currency, it's a lot also.
You're talking about $2,500. That's very money.
Yes. That's around almost 7,000 Tunisian dinars, which is actually good to live with. I know people that live on 1,000 dinars a month. I know people that live on 2,000 dinars a month. If you have 7,000 dinars, you will live like a king. You have a nice house. You would go partying every night. You will eat in restaurant. You never cook, and you will live comfortably. Yes, and you can even have family. I know people that actually have families that actually earn 2,000, 2,500 and survive. Yes.
Wow.
Tunisia is a cheap country. I'm gonna get there later. Okay, so IRC, International Rescue Committee. You can actually check their website. They have a lot of openings. In Tunisia, in a lot of other countries, it's one way for you to migrate. Another NGO is DRC, Danish Refugee Council.
So the first one that is IRC, then the second one is
International
DRC.
Rescue Committee. Yes, the second one is DRC, Danish Refugee Council. These two NGOs, I have a lot of African friends that work for them. I have a lot of African friends that actually work for them. Most of them are either from, I have someone from Nigeria that works for them, Kenya, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Tanzania, East African, South Africans also that work for them in Tunisia. Yes, so Danish Refugee Council, these people actually pay a lot of money also. And the best part about working for these NGOs is you can, if you're tired of the country you're working in, you can always move to another country because they are based in in over 100 countries in the world. You can just tell them I need a transfer. They transfer you to another country, whether in Europe.
Wow.
Danish Refugee Council is headquartered in Netherlands. Yes, the headquarters. No, yeah, Netherlands. That's their headquarters, I think.
You mean Denmark?
Sorry, my mistake. I was thinking Denmark or Netherlands. I think they have two headquarters because I know they have one in Netherlands and they have one in Denmark. Well, I'll get to that later. I'll check online. So Danish Refugee Council, yeah. So these people actually employ Africans, so you can actually check them out. Then another thing is United Nations. You say like USAID, USAID. You should also check those people out. They employ a lot. Another way to get jobs is embassies. Even right now, the U.S. embassy is recruiting, and they're not looking for Americans. So the embassies don't recruit people from their country; they recruit anybody. Right now, U.S. embassy is recruiting a press coordinator. Salary is around 50,000 dinars a month, which is around $18,000 a month. That's a lot of money. So yeah, so you can also check out embassies there. You can check out the Nigerian embassy there too. I don't think you want to work for Nigerian embassy, but check it out. Then we have GIZ. I'm sure you know GIZ. I'm sure you heard of GIZ. It's a German NGO too. They also recruit a lot in Tunisia. Oxfam. Oxfam is also another one. OXFAM. They recruit also. I have friends that work for Oxfam. And trust me, if you don't speak French or English, you can go for IRC and DRC, French or Arabic. But if you speak any of those two languages, you can go for anyone. Like you actually have options. So French and Arabic, trust me, French. If you're honest, not just Tunisia. I'm saying this. This is my one couple of advice. Learn another language. It's good. Trust me. I know now. Another way for you to get to Tunisia, apart from these jobs. Now I'm going to give you another way. Now this way is a way that I know people actually use to go to a lot of countries around the world. And I'm going to say this because I was a member of this organization. Now, for internships, you can check out ISEC. Now, I don't know if most of you know about ISEC. I worked for ISEC for 5 years, which is one of the reasons why I know of a lot of these things. They actually have opportunities in Tunisia where they provide internships. You work for 6 months to 1 year, and most times in Tunisia, they retain you. So you get there with internship, and then they retain you.
SEC, isn't it?
Yeah, AIESEC, yes. Check out their website. They have a lot of opportunities in a lot of countries. But if you want Tunisia, check out Tunisia, ISEC. You can check for Tunisia. They have a lot of opportunities in Tunisia, in different places in Tunisia. The internship salary might not be a lot, but once you get to the company and then you start working for them and they retain you, your salary will be way better. Way better. So yes.
How long does it take before you get residency permit in Tunisia?
Okay, that's one problem that I'm going to get. So the thing is this, residence permit is not up to you. Actually, it's up to your company. Your company actually is responsible for that. But it takes around, it depends. I know people that it took 6 months. Some people it took 8 months. Some people it took 1 year. But one benefit of Tunisia is this, and I'm going to say it because it's a very good one, is the fact that they don't chase you out of their country. If you get a 3 month visa and your visa expires and you decide, you know what, I just want to stay for another 3 months or another 6 months or another 9 months, you can stay. Even if police catch you and they see your passport and they see that it expired, they'll tell you have a nice day. You know why? Because when you are leaving the country, you will pay fine. But the fine is not a lot. The fine is 20 dinars a week of what you overstayed. 20 dinars is like 3,000 naira a week. You pay at the airport. So you pay that fine, and then when you pay the fine, you are free. They will put a stamp on your passport. You can go and you can come back whenever you want. Nobody is blacklisting you. Wow. I know people that their visa has expired and they are still in Tunisia. They're chilling. So Tunisia doesn't chase you out. It's not like other countries where they tell you your visa is expired, come and be going. So the thing is, those people that apply for residency, they get there with a 3 month visa and they apply. The residency is taking 6 months. As long as you have applied, you might not even have to pay the fine. If you have the paper if you have evidence that you applied and you want to leave the country and you show them at the airport, they'll tell you don't pay fine. It's our fault that you did not get to your residency.
Wow. So let's talk about one of the disadvantages now, which is huge. Racism.
Yes.
Race.
Okay. So I'm going to say this from my own experience. Other people that have been in Tunisia might not experience this because, maybe you're white, but I'm going to say this from my own experience. So for me personally, I didn't experience a lot of racism. I'm going to say this because of what this language coming out of my mouth. Now, I'm going to explain to you why I said that. Now, there's a lot of black people in Tunisia, and I have a lot of black friends. Currently in Tunisia, I live in a black community. There's a huge place where black people live. And so because of this, I know a lot of black people that share their experiences with me. Now, I know a lot of black people so most Tunisians believe that most black Africans okay, don't let me say most Tunisians, because I met a lot of Tunisians that were not racist. Only few Tunisians I met that were racist. Most Tunisians are not racist, but there are a few of them that are actually racist. And I'm going to say this because I got a lot of experiences of friends that told me this. Most of them believe that, black Africans, there's a lot of black Africans there. So I don't blame them for doing it. I don't want to say I don't blame them. I'm just trying to be nice here. They believe every black person speaks French. Black Africans speak French. I remember so many times people argue with me. You're Nigerian. You're supposed to be speaking French. Why are you speaking English? I'm like, sorry, I was colonized by the British. I was not colonized by the French. Now, the thing is this. Personally, when they see you, first of all, the color of your skin. I've been to places where I went with a friend, and my friend gets there to go and check us in, and he's speaking French. And they tell him, sorry, it's full. And I go there, and they look at me, the same thing. They're about to tell me it's fun. I'm like, excuse me, I actually came here to, and they're like, oh, yes, sir, you can go in. Because of this language. So the reason why that happened is because he speaks English. It's probably not black African, probably maybe from the UK or from the US. You get that?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I actually had a situation where this actually happened. I'm going to share this experience with you. There was a friend of mine from Cote d'Ivoire. It was a Saturday morning. I can't forget because that ruined my own money. The guy called me, was angry. So he went to a bakery, and bakery is like a huge thing. So he went to a bakery, and he was going to get bread, and they were making it. So he was waiting because that happens a lot. And then before it was ready, a lot of Tunisians ran in, and he was like, you know what, I'm just going to wait. Yeah. And then they brought it in, and they started sharing to the Tunisians. And then I was like, hey, what's up? I've been here before these guys. Why are you not answering me? Why are you not answering me? And then they gave him a very bad look. And he just kept quiet. He wanted to respect himself. And after the bread was sold out, people had gone. And the guy went and said, excuse me, you saw me here. I was waiting. Why didn't you give it to me? And literally, he was angry because he didn't record it, because he was really mad. He said that the guy actually used the N word, but in Arabic.
Wow.
Get out of here. The N word. So a lot of Tunisians, if I say this, they'll be like, Tunisia is not racist at all. But the thing is, you wouldn't know because you're not the victim. We are the victims. Yes, trust me. These Tunisians say, believe me, they don't represent Tunisian. We're peaceful. Tunisia, trust me, I respect that. Tunisia is a peaceful and tolerant country.
I'm of the opinion
and
that
I've met a lot of good Tunisians that are not racist, but I've actually met a few that would actually tell you, like I remember times, you know what happens in America where a black man stops a taxi and the guy keeps driving? It happened to me a lot of times in Tunisia. I stop a taxi, the guy passes me and goes and stops right in front of me for another Tunisian. Literally passes me.
I know that happens a lot, but I'm always of the opinion that there's racism everywhere. You just have to what you're doing and just focus on the end goal, basically.
Yeah, that's it. If racism is something, to me personally, this is not my first time experiencing racism because I used to live in Mauritius, so I experienced it a bit. I've been to some other countries where I actually experienced it, but in Tunisia, I didn't expect it because we are all African, it was cool and stuff. But then when I started experiencing it, I was like, this thing doesn't bother me. I just ignore it. I go on my day. But when it's really bad and it affects people that I actually care, for me personally, to be honest, I'm going to say this, and I actually said this recently to my mom. I said, I know the British colonizer, people actually hate that fact, but to me, sometimes Tunisia made me grateful that it was the British that colonized me because of this language, English. I've seen respect because of this thing I'm speaking. Like, seriously, people actually I've been to places where people look at me with the color of my skin, I open my mouth and they're like, okay, sit here with us, let's talk. Yes,
Awesome.
like it happens. So you have to
Okay.
enjoy this language that you're
Let
speaking. So
let
me
let let
personally, I would
let's
say,
roll
yeah.
let's roll
No,
on because yeah,
okay,
because of time now.
okay.
When people come into Tunisia as students, can they work?
Yes. Okay. So yes, you can work as a student in Tunisia, but the thing is this, the thing is this, um, you won't get a good job. So I know a lot of students in Tunisia that do work, but you don't have the certification for them to give you a good job. So you probably get a job as a cleaner
Mean
or you get a job as a waiter, and the pay is not good. Like the pay I'm talking about is like 60K a month. That's not good.
mm,
So yes. So let's say 60 to 80K a month. It's not good enough. Yes, you can live on that in Tunisia. You won't live well, but you can live on that. But the thing is, you can work, but you won't get a good job.
okay.
So,
Let,
except you're lucky enough to get a job with a company that actually sees your work. Maybe you're skilled, you're a graphic designer, you're something, something like that.
now let's answer some questions here. Can you live in Nigeria and get a job in Tunisia?
Yes. Okay, so right now the world has changed. You know this. Remote works are open everywhere. Remote jobs are open everywhere, even in Tunisia. Right now, I actually have somebody working for my company. So the company I work for, they put me responsible to recruit like someone recently. So I was able to like, I just told the guy, if you apply for visa, you might not get it. I just told him, okay, I'll be doing your job from Nigeria. So a lot of people actually do it now. A lot of companies actually do it now. Like you get the job and then they tell you just stay home until we are good with all this. Because right now, even in Tunisia, COVID is really bad. It's really bad. Like, the country is on a whole week lockdown right now. Except today they suspended it because of the Muslim holiday, but
Yeah.
they're on a full lockdown. Hospital beds are full. So COVID is that's even one of the reasons why even me, I'm as a Niger boy, I have to carry my shoe and come home. But still, it's really bad. So they won't tell you to come. Most companies will tell you just work remotely, then later you can actually come. Or some will tell you if your job is a tech job, they can tell you to just stay in Nigeria, we'll be paying your salary. So
Okay.
yes, you can
Yeah. So
actually remotely.
now, another question is, in Europe, when you stay in most of these European countries, you can become a citizen after 3 years, after 4 years, after 5 years. Is it the same?
Yes. Yes, in Tunisia it is the same, but it takes a longer process. It's not that easy.
It's not that
Like
easy.
there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of government things, but yes, you
So
can. It takes
basically,
longer, it's
is
harder.
you can
What?
earn, you can make money if you just want to live there, and then
Yes.
progress somewhere else.
Yes, Tunisia is a country where you can even settle down. It's a very nice country where you can actually settle down. Like they have good schools, especially for kids. The only problem that you might have in Tunisia, which even I had personally, is the healthcare system. They don't have very good public healthcare system. So most times foreigners have to go to private healthcare, and that is really expensive. Except you have health insurance, it's really expensive. I know a lot of foreigners that actually end up going for private because public healthcare is something that even a lot of Tunisians complain about. A lot of my Tunisian friends complain about this a lot. So private healthcare is expensive, except you have good health insurance.
Okay.
Like when I'm talking about expensive, I'm talking about you spend 3 days in the hospital, you're spending like ₦1 million already.
Wow. Our Tunisian friend is saying that after 5 years, you can actually become a citizen as a foreigner.
Yes, you can become a citizen, but then there's a long process behind it. There's a lot of red tape.
All right, guys, we've been talking for the last 40 minutes about migration to Tunisia. I'm going to
Yes.
leave this video down here on my YouTube channel, and I would also post it on, I will post it on my Instagram feed, and I would take it to my YouTube channel as well so that you can watch when you are free. But you can see that Tunisia has a lot to offer. You guys can reach him on Travel Africa. Travel, Travel, Africa, but Africa is double A. Let me just put it down here. Travel Africa. Yeah, you can reach him on Travel Africa on Instagram, and I'm sure he will answer your questions. One more question before we go. Is HND acceptable? Do you know?
Sorry, I didn't get that. The network just
Can you
skipped
hear
a bit.
me?
Yes, yes.
Is HND
I,
is HND acceptable? Is HND acceptable?
okay, so HND, no. So the reason why I said you need to be very well skilled is because as an international, you can't just come and take a job from like, a country that has. You need to have good qualifications. Like I mean, like a bachelor or even more. Sometimes even a bachelor is not enough. Sometimes you need even
Mm.
more, like online certification. Trust me, I will say this anyway, and I say this to a lot of people. Get as much online certification as you can get for skills, even if it's project management. Get it. It's very good. So yes, HND, if you're lucky, yes. But for a lot of NGOs, they will even ask you, sometimes they'll ask you for a master's, but most times bachelor is okay. But sometimes they will even ask you for a master's. So I don't think HND is actually good enough.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with me tonight. It's been talking about migrating to Tunisia. You can reach him on Travel Africa with an extra A on Instagram. Just follow him and send him messages, and I'm sure that it will help you. I will leave this video on my feed, and I will post it on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
joining me.
Thank you so
We'll
much for
talk now.
having me. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you so much, bro. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Bye.